A site that was previously ruled out for a shelter village is now in play once again. Good evening and thank you for joining us. Kam River Heritage Park is back on the table as a preferred site for Thunder Bay's proposed temporary shelter village. After a lengthy discussion during last night's meeting at City Hall, the Cumberland Street location, endorsed by Council last week, has instead been rejected. Administration will now compare the Kam River site to another on Fort William Road. Jessica Clement has the latest.
Monday night's long discussion about the proposed temporary shelter village's location has brought City Council back to a previous site that was originally looked at last fall.
To truly help people transition out of encampments, then location truly matters. And I know we say that with each one of these sites, but we need to meet the people where they are today.
At-large councillor Casey Atraney put forward a referral for city staff to take another look at Kam River Heritage Park. After council members spoke against the Cumberland Street site next to Salvation Army that was put forward by at-large councillor Mark Bentz last week.
There will be very, very few services to help these vulnerable populations at Cumberland.
Even though there's transit accessible out to Cumberland site, I believe that's still a barrier. I believe the lack of infrastructure on the sidewalks, it's an imperfect site.
That Cumberland Street location lost in a 9-4 vote. City staff previously recommended against the Kam River site due to the fact that the costs would exceed the project's $5 million cap, coming in at around $7 million. However, City Manager John Collins says since it'll be a summer construction, and if the city limits the number of units to 80, the cost would be lower.
We believe that we can deliver Kam River Park for somewhere between $5 and probably $5.5 million.
However, Collins stresses that a site decision needs to be made by council no later than the first week of May, or else they'll risk losing the $2.8 million DSAB funding.
We are out of time if it goes beyond 5 May. There is no path forward. We have some ways where we believe that 5 May would be the absolute latest, and we will still be able to achieve the timelines such that we do not lose the provincial funding for failure to meet timeline.
The debate brought up the various benefits of the Kam River site, including the fact that it's closer to services and amenities and is a place that's already an encampment. However, councillors also had some concerns.
What I have issues with is the isolation of that Kam River site. It's across multiple train tracks. It's adjacent to a rail yard. It contains an elevated boardwalk in which people can fall into a river, and it's more difficult to get out.
Atraney's referral passed 10-3. City staff will now compare the proposed Kam River site and the LRCA-owned Fort William Road site and bring back a report to council at their April 28th meeting. Jessica Clement, TBT News.